When you're talking on the phone or in person on a listing appointment with your seller, client, or prospect, it is extremely important that you are comfortable with answering the three most common and important seller questions that will almost always arise. And even if they don't, you should be addressing them anyway. They are pivotal in the borrower's decision to short sale, and the truth about these three questions can be used to your advantage as a listing agent. Here's the first question. How will short selling affect my credit? This question has many implications, and we should not attempt to quantify the exact impact a short sale will have on someone's personal credit ranking based on the complicated algorithm that is the FICO credit rating model. Even an MIT grad would be guessing at best. Stay focused on what we do know. We know that a short sale does not affect someone's credit by itself. It is actually the multiple missed mortgage payments that negatively affects their credit. We also know that a borrower can buy another home with FHA financing 3 years after a short sale if they were delinquent on their payments, and immediately after if they remain current for the 12 months prior to the short sale closing. Fannie Mae, on the other hand, requires only 2 years of seasoning after a short sale as long as the borrower can put 20% down, in contrast to the almost 7 years it can take to purchase again under Fannie Mae's guidelines after a foreclosure has been experienced. The line has been drawn in the sand. Therefore, with regard to repurchasing, the issue is more about credit worthiness than about credit score. And short sale beats foreclosure in a landslide. The key point is to focus on the recovery aspect of short selling. After short selling, a borrower can get back on their feet faster with less bumps and bruises. With the foreclosure, it's more like the credit wound never closes and heals, at least not for 7 years. It's all about a quicker recovery. You have to understand that. So the second question that you have to know the answer to is, will I have to pay taxes on the losses the bank experiences as a result of the short sale? Firstly, make it very clear to your prospect client that you cannot give tax or legal advice, and nor am I doing that in this video. That being said, giving legal advice is applying a rule to a particular scenario and then giving a suggestion. We advocate intelligent answers, but not giving legal or tax advice. A great resource for your appointments is IRS Publication 4681. Google search that, which is a consumer-centric piece on the reality of cancellation of debt, which is in essence what happens after a short sale. Here are the basics. All borrowers will receive a 1099-C for cancellation of debt from their lender by January 31st, the year after their short sale closes. The 1099-C amount is the amount of losses the lender experienced as a result of the short sale. This number is also considered the deficiency. The IRS considers this deficiency amount taxable income. Now that's scary for homeowners doing a short sale. However, there are two major exceptions that all homeowners should know about. Firstly, there is H.R. 3648, the Mortgage Forgiveness Debt Relief Act of 2007, which, by the way, is set to expire December 31st, 2012, unless, of course, it's extended. This exception helps borrowers who short sell their primary residence avoid foreclosure. The debt had to have been acquisition indebtedness, or in other words, it had to be a loan that was used to buy, build, or substantially improve their primary residence. They should be encouraged to talk to a CPA or tax expert about whether or not this exception applies to them. Now, the second exception is called the insolvency exception, or the tax code is 108A1B. This exception applies to borrowers who short sale and are considered insolvent at the same time. Insolvent meaning that their net worth is less than their debts at the time of the short sale, which includes the negative equity of the transaction being sold. The insolvency worksheet is included in IRS Publication 4681. This exception helps more people avoid taxation after a short sale than H.R. 3648 by far, because it's not limited to the borrower's primary residence nor the type of debt that was short sold. In essence, most people that short sale do not pay taxes on the deficiency. They will get a 1099-C, so you should be aware of that. But there are two major exceptions that may work to their advantage. This should give your seller client a ray of hope. The third important question is whether or not they will be liable for the deficiency balance after a short sale. People are concerned about deficiency judgments and collection efforts post-short sale. This is one that is not governed nationally, but rather is a statutory issue. Each state has its own foreclosure laws and deficiency laws. Is the debt recourse or non-recourse? To answer this correctly, we'll defer to your local association and State Department of Real Estate for training and information about your state's laws. But every agent working with short sales should be very, very familiar with these laws and be able to communicate them generically with their seller prospects without giving legal advice. The bottom line is that there are many nuances to these laws, and a keen understanding of them will definitely make you stand out above your competition. Watch this video several times, take good notes, and stay on top of this stuff. It will make a big difference in the way you communicate with your seller prospects and the way that they see you professionally.